Hello, I'm Dana Harvey.
And I'm Chris Campbell, and we welcome you to another edition of 15 News. Hey Dana, you know, around this time of year, many thoughts turn towards the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's right, Chris. And Southfield recently commemorated the late civil rights activist's birthday with the annual MLK Peace March. Check it out. The Southfield Pavilion was ground zero for thousands of community residents, activists, students, and business professionals who gathered in groups for MLK Day.
It's always so rewarding on Martin Luther King Day to see the turnout, and Southfield is just such a leader in this region and ensuring that we keep really the dream alive. And the main thing that's here are our youth, you know, because they didn't live through that. They were born with freedoms that they have no clue that people died for to get. And so people ask, why do we keep doing this? Because we could never forget. We can never forget, and we want our children to know and to walk with pride and respect in honoring the freedoms and the education and opportunities that they have.
It's heartwarming. I grew up in the 60s. I lived through the assassinations of Kennedy and King and then Robert Kennedy. So to see us remember a truly great man, honor his memory, and continue to stand for the ideals that he stood for means a ton to me.
I think his legacy is that his efforts helped this country make some progress, but I think he would say his legacy is there's much more to be done. That we've moved ahead, we now have more opportunity, people can vote. At the same time, there are people who are trying to suppress the vote. So we've come a good ways, but we have much further to go. And I think that would be his message on his 83rd birthday.
This year marked the 27th year that Southfield has honored MLK Day with a Peace March. Hosted by the MLK Task Force, the program featured musical and theatrical performances from the Southfield Madrigals, the Korean drummers, vocalist Davis Gloff, the Field Zone Playerz, and the Hindu temple rhythms.
As you may well know, planning starts almost the next day after the march is complete. So it's a year-long process, and not only do we plan this march, but we plan a lot of events that occur throughout the year, culminating in the Peace March and the pre-march events that start the whole week prior to this actual march event. And so it is just an amazing event to see how the work of every person, it really does take a whole village to prepare this walk, every person's effort comes to fruition with such a well-attended, well-planned, and well-thought-of march in the community. And as you know, this is the oldest and the largest peace march in the state of Michigan, and I'm just very honored to be a part of the planning of this event.
Community officials felt the event was a success and a catalyst to continuing the dialogue on social and racial harmony.
Well, this is an important day to be out here. I'm a generation away from the height of the civil rights movement. So for me and people of my generation, it's about reading about it in a textbook or watching a documentary because we reap the benefits of what our parents and grandparents went through in this struggle. So a day like today is even more significant when we actually go out and recreate marches like that went on back in the 60s today. Because we're still dealing with a lot of the same issues that Dr. King spoke on. He spoke on racial equality and racial harmony, but I think his message today would be relevant to the economic issues we're struggling with. In Southfield and every community in this country, economic equality, I think, is the next fight that we're going to look at moving forward, because we still have a lot of issues, a lot of inequality, and a huge gap between the super wealthy and those who are in poverty. I think his message is so relevant with that fight today.
This walk is just an incredible community event that brings people from really all over the greater Detroit area that converge here on Southfield to walk to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. And you know, one of my favorite quotes of Dr. King is that we have to learn to live together as brothers or we will perish together as fools. And we're seeing that here together, or today, that everybody is coming together, and it is just a privilege to be here and to walk on that march. And then as we came into the Civic Center here and you look back, and you just see this long, long line of people. In fact, some of them are still coming. Seem like they're still coming out of the church. Just shows you that there's an incredible spirit that's still alive here in the greater Detroit area, and we're celebrating that here today.
Well, we were the leader in the area, the first community in southeastern Michigan, probably all of Michigan for what I know, that organized the Peace Walk, and it's been a long tradition here, and we're very proud of that.
I think this is the whole Martin Luther King program has been supported by the community, and you can see by looking around, there are all ethnic groups, all ages. So this is really comforting to me to know that the community is supporting this, and for 27 years it keeps growing. So I'm happy.
To learn more about the MLK Task Force, call 248-827-9119 or visit mlktaskforcemi.org.